another late upload. I actually wanted to like so this is another everything that I've watched video. I actually wanted to combine both May and June because this is so late already, but I can't do that. I really need to separate everything that I watched during May because there are about 26 films. It's going to be a very long video, and I also watched quite a few series. So, without further ado, let's get it popping. I really want to make this quick because it's so hot in here. Anyway, so yeah, the first one was Inception, directed by Christopher Nolan, one of my favorites. So it's about Cobb, a skilled thief who commits corporate espionage by infiltrating the subconscious of his targets. Is offered a chance to regain his old life as payment for a task considered to be impossible. Inception, the implantation of another person's idea into a target's subconscious. So that's all. The next one is Peaky. It's directed by Vinod Capri. So it's about a 2-year-old baby girl. She's living in a home where the adults are going through a complicated phase. Being a toddler, she is occasionally trapped in the accidental situations. So she is alone, and her mother committed suicide. So she needs to, get through the day. It's a thriller. So you're probably wondering if she's gonna survive or not. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, next one. Snowpiercer, directed by Bong Joon-ho. In a future where a failed global warming experiment kills off most life on the planet, a class system evolves aboard the Snowpiercer, a train that travels around the globe via perpetual motion engine. So this film is so cool and amazing to the point that it now has its own series on Netflix. You can go and check it out. Next one is John Wick, the first one, released in 2014, directed by Chet Stahelski. An ex-hitman, John Wick comes out of his retirement to track down the gangsters that took everything from him. So, it's really cool. He did everything to avenge his dog and his car, and it's Keanu Reeves. Of course, you want to watch Keanu Reeves. Roma. Sorry, my mic keeps on falling. So, Roma, directed by Alfonso Cuarón. So in 1970s Mexico City, 2 domestic workers help a mother of 4 while her husband is away for an extended period of time. This is really amazing, and you can really see that women are so strong, and that men are trash as always. The half of it, so directed by Alice Wu. A shy straight-A student, Ellie, is hired by sweet but inarticulate jock, Paul, who needs help wooing the most popular girl in school. But their new and unlikely friendship gets tricky when Ellie discovers she has feelings for the same girl. Where are all my lesbians at? Where are you at? Moving on, The Angry Birds movie 2. I'm not even sure if I watched the first one, but whatever. So it's directed by Thoreau Van Orman. Red, Chalk, Bob, and the rest of their feathered friends are surprised when the green pig suggests that they put aside their differences and unite to find a common threat. Aggressive birds from an island covered in ice are planning to use an elaborate weapon to destroy their fowl and swine. So it's really funny. If you're into it, then you're into it. I was kind of into it. It was funny. Extraction, starring Chris Hemsworth, directed by Sam Hargrave. So Tyler Wick, a fearless mercenary who offers his services in the black market, embarks on a dangerous mission when he is hired to rescue the kidnapped son of Mumbai crime lord. There are a lot of cool shots, I guess. Cool. The next one is Titanic, directed by James Cameron. All of you already know about this film. Come on, it's a classic, it's iconic, it's so famous, everyone knows about it. It just happens that, I rewatch it during the month of May because it's just that film that I keep on coming back to. It's not my favorite, but I just never get tired of it. I probably rewatch it every year. It happens because it's nice. Tragedy and romance. Can never go wrong with those. So yeah, you already know it's about 101-year-old Rose DeWitt Bukater tells the story of her life aboard the Titanic 84 years later. A young Rose boards a ship with her mother and fiancé. Meanwhile, Jack Dawson and Fabrizio Del Rossi win third-class tickets aboard the ship. Rose tells the whole story from Titanic's departure through to its death on its first and last voyage on April 15, 1912. John Wick Chapter 2. So it's just the sequel for the first one. John Wick is forced out of retirement by a former associate looking to seize control of a shadowy international assassins guild. Bound by a blood oath to aid him, Wick travels to Rome and does battle against some of the world's most dangerous killers. And next one is Party of a Lady on Fire. I might have watched this during May, but I suggest to watch it during this month of June because Pride Month, and this film is such a beaut. It's so beautiful. All the shots looks like it was a painting. The cinematography is so great. It has won many awards for its cinematography. So it's directed by Celine Sciamma. I hope I said that right. Sorry for all my French folks out there. So it's about on an isolated island in Brittany at the end of the 18th century, a female painter is obliged to paint a wedding portrait of a young woman. And then they fell in love with each other. But, things were complicated, so... Pulp Fiction, directed by Quentin Tarantino. Everyone who is into pop culture probably knows about this film, and I think every film student has Pulp Fiction movie posters up in their bedroom. I don't know what's up with that, but anyway, it's about a burger-loving hitman, his philosophical partner, and a drug-addled gangsters maul and a washed-up boxer converge in this sprawling comedic crime caper. Their adventures unfurl in three stories that ingeniously trip back and forth in time. So it's really cool. Next one, I rewatched Spider-Man Far From Home. I already watched this in cinemas last year. I was alone, cold and sad, but the movie made up for it. So yeah, anyway, it's directed by John Watts. So Peter Parker and his friends go on a summer trip to Europe. However, they will hardly be able to rest. Peter will have to agree to help Nick Fury uncover the mysteries of creatures that cause natural disasters and destruction throughout the continent. Mysterio is really cool, even though he's a villain. He's still likable and annoying at the same time. Next one is A Quiet Place. This is also a rewatch, directed by John Krasinski himself. So it's a family is forced to live in silence while hiding from creatures that haunt their sound. This really went viral during the year that it was released. So next one is Dunkirk, directed by Christopher Nolan. The story of the miraculous evacuation of Allied soldiers from Belgium, Britain, Canada, and France who were cut off and surrounded by the German army from the beaches and harbor of Dunkirk between May 26 and June 14, 1940 during World War II. Of course, another masterpiece by Christopher Nolan. I have watched this before during the year that it was released, but I watched it only on my laptop and I didn't really have any earphones back then, so I didn't really understand the thing. I could only hear the explosions and stuff, so I had to rewatch it again. And of course, beautiful as expected. Next one is Okja, again directed by Bong Joon-ho. It's about a young girl named Mija who risked everything to prevent a powerful multinational company from kidnapping her best friend, which is a massive animal named Okja. Really unique, really kind of strange too, a little bit quirky at times, but very imaginative and creative, so that's really cool. This one is also a rewatch. It's Bird Box, so directed by Susanne Bier. 5 years after an ominous unseen presence drives most of society to suicide, a survivor and her 2 children make a desperate bid to reach safety. So it also went viral during the year of 2018. Everyone was doing the Bird Box challenge. I wanted to rewatch it, just to recall everything. It's Men in Black International, directed by F. Gary Gray. The Men in Black have always protected the Earth from the scum of the universe. In this new adventure, they tackle their biggest, most global threat to date, a mole in the Men in Black organization. I think the plot is kind of... Next one is La La Land. I really need to make this fast because I'm already sweating all over. So La La Land. Mia, an aspiring actress, serves lattes to movie stars in between auditions, and Sebastian, a jazz musician, scraps by playing cocktail party gigs in dingy bars. But as success mounts, they are faced with visions that begin to fray the fragile fabric of their love affair, and the dreams they work so hard to maintain in each other threaten to rip them apart. This movie is so perfect. I don't care if it's sad. I like being sad. It made me feel a lot of things. It really hits you right in the feels, and I love it. Next one is The Grand Budapest Hotel, directed by Wes Anderson. So The Grand Budapest Hotel tells a legendary concierge at a famous European hotel between the wars and the friendship with a young employee who becomes his trusted protege. The story involves the theft and recovery of a priceless Renaissance painting, the battle for an enormous family fortune, and the slow and sudden upheavals that transformed Europe during the first half of the 20th century. It's really quirky, kind of silly, but then we also have like the dark humors in there, and of course aesthetic. Come on. Next one is Annihilation, directed by Alex Garland. A biologist signs up for a dangerous secret expedition into a mysterious zone where the laws of nature don't apply. This is really cool, and it blends sci-fi and horror at the same time. The next one is Heneral Luna, directed by Gerald Taro. A Filipino general who believes he can turn the tide of battle in the Philippine-American War But little does he know that he faces a great threat to the country's revolution against invading Americans. Puñeta. Next one is Goyo, the Boy General, again directed by Gerald Tarok. It's a sequel for Heneral Luna. So with this film, the revolution marches on against the Americans after the bloody death of General Antonio Luna. The conflicted philosophies behind the heroic struggle continue and become personified in the colorful character of General Goyo, the Pillar. I really recommend it if you wanna like spark something within you, you know, like the nationalism within you. On to the last film, finally. So World War Z, directed by Mark Forster. So a life for former United Nations investigator Jerry Lane and his family seems content. Suddenly, the world is plagued by a mysterious infection, turning whole human populations into rampaging, mindless zombies. After barely escaping the chaos, Lane is persuaded to go on a mission to investigate this disease. What follows is a perilous trek around the world where Lane must brave horrific dangers and long odds to find answers before human civilization fails. Another zombie movie, but it's cool because Brad Pitt is the lead. So yeah, that's all for the movies. I hope you find something that you want to watch, especially during quarantine. Moving on with the series. So the first one is RuPaul's Drag Race season 11. So yeah, I watched RuPaul's Drag Race season 11 and season 12. So while I was waiting for, you know, the weekly updates for season 12, I was binge watching season 11. So you probably all know already, Evie Ollie won season 11, and I'm so happy for her. And as for season 12, personally I was rooting for Gigi, but I was still happy with the outcome. I'm so happy for I was personally rooting for Gigi good, but of course I was still very happy with the outcome. I'm so proud and happy for Jada Essence Hall. She really deserved it, and I really liked the overall top 3, so I was happy regardless of who the champion is. So yeah, I really like the 3 of them: Gigi Good, Jada Essence Hall, and Crystal Method. They're all my top 3 favorites. So yeah, moving on, another series that I've watched. As you can see, I'm already sweating so much. Ugh. Another one that I've watched was 81 Class because it's popular, and also like one of the major reasons that, the major reasons why I watch it is because of the OST Sweet Night by Kim Taehyung of BTS. Girl, I was so obsessed with that song. It's so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But as I was watching each episode, I really, I genuinely enjoyed the story of it, and the whole message are like really good messages, like in between the episode. So that's really cool. So my bangs is bothering me so much. So next one, oh my god, speaking of Kim Taehyung from BTS, another one is Break the Silence. So it's a docu-series. It's a BTS docu-series during their I think it was during their Love Yourself world tour, so you get to see, what goes on behind the concerts and stuff like that. So And then last one is Kingdom. So I watch it with my family. We binge watch basically both season 1 and season 2. It's really cool and I love it so much, and my whole family loved it too. I can't wait for season 3 to come out. So yeah, anyway, that pretty much wraps up this whole thing. That's all for today, folks. And I am still currently watching films, so watch out for everything that I watch in June. I hope you're all doing okay, and